Well, I think this is common for most people with dementia, at least FTD. Uh, we don't think anything's wrong. I didn't see any signs, actually. My wife seen the signs. So, me, myself, I didn't see anything. I thought everything was great, everything was normal. But as you know, of course, if time went on, then I have noticed some memory problems there.
For those of you who are not aware of frontal temporal dementia, there are two primary areas. It's behavioral variant and language variant. And so with Chris, I started noticing a lot of different behaviors that were unique and totally unsuspecting of Chris, the husband that I had at that point been married to for 25 years. We're now at 33 years, but it's 7, 8 years ago. Thank you. 7 or 8 years ago, it was a lot of behavioral things that I was paying attention to and witnessing, and I just would say, wow, that's nothing like my husband, Chris. And so I knew something was going on. What it was, I had no idea what it was, but I knew it was totally unique and unfamiliar with me in terms of the behaviors that I was witnessing. And like Chris just articulated, most often, not a lot of times, most often, the person on the receiving end, that would have been me, that is me, their perception and experience is totally different from the person with, at that particular time, the dementia, which are only the symptoms. We must recognize on the front end that every situation is different. We have Lewy body dementia, we have frontal temporal dementia, we have Lewy body Parkinson's and vascular dementia. And while there might be some overlapping for sure, there are some very distinct things about each one of them. For instance, with frontal temporal dementia with Chris, the memory is not the first thing to go. There are memory concerns, of course, but not as you could juxtapose it to Alzheimer's dementia. So, again, every situation is different. So, some of the techniques that I use with the frontal temporal dementia in terms of engaging with Chris and working with Chris is that I'm always cognizant of when, what, where, and how to say something. Those things are very important, and that might be actually across the board, but that is something that's prominent in my mind at all times to make sure that I'm engaging at the right time with the right information. I'm always making sure that the information is a snapshot. I don't make it convoluted. I try to make it as simple as I possibly can because the idea is to communicate back and forth.